Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode here of AirgunWebTV. My name is Rick Utzler, and hey, guys, let's talk airguns. So I'll let some people come online here, and please feel free to throw some questions up in the chat. We do have kind of a lot to talk about tonight. First of all, we've got Airgun Week, which is next week. I mentioned multiple times now I will not be going to SHOT Show. I enjoy going to SHOT Show when I get to go, but it was just a decision I made personally to not go this year. So in lieu of that, I still wanted to bring you guys some really cool airgun content. I wanted to bring you guys some cool air guns and talk about them. And so that is what we're doing. We're going to be, we've got already a bunch of videos in the can. I shot 5 videos last week. I shot 4 videos today. I've got 3 more guns coming, hopefully 3 more products coming, and then a couple extras. So we'll see. I mean, we could have, I don't know, 12, 15 videos next week all stacked up, which I'm pretty excited to bring you guys. Some of the stuff is not new. Some of the stuff is very new. In fact, one of the things is brand new. I can't even tell you about it until next Monday. We'll be launching our Airgun Week with that product. And I think you guys are really going to like it. I think that's going to be something that gets people excited about air guns in 2022. So I'm super pumped on that. Another thing, if you guys noticed the image today, and I may throw it up behind me here. Let me see here if I can pull this up. Yeah, so the thumbnail for today, you guys may have noticed a gun in the background. That is Brian's AEA. I forgot the name of it now. It's their little bullpup. So that is one of the guns we're featuring next week. And if you can see there, the shot group we got at 50 yards today, I think that was one of the better shot groups we got. So not a very expensive gun, but it sure was performing today on the range. So pretty excited to share that with you guys. We've got a couple others. Let me pull it up because we had some really cool guns today that we shot. Let's see. Okay, so today we shot, there's the Airspeed. So that's the Evanex Airspeed. We shot that today in 30 cal. We also, here's Brian's gun. There it is. There's Brian's gun. There it is. So we shot that today. That was the Challenger. That's what it is, the Challenger bullpup. That thing is very, very interesting. So 22 caliber pushes a ton of power. That's going to be my slug testing rig for at least for the short term, as long as Brian will let me do it. And that'll be a lot of fun that we're going to be getting into this next year. Let's see. I got another one here. Let me kind of roll out of the way a little bit. Another gun we did today. I've been talking about, well, this is the next one, but this is the Catron. This guy here was awesome. I love this gun. It's a real, yes, Haji, that was the Challenger. So, or what you guys are seeing now, that is the Challenger. This is the Catron. This is one of my favorite air guns. It is a departure from what I like, quote unquote. It is about as opposite from traditional as you can get, but I really, really like this gun. So super thank you to guys over at Utah Airguns. That thing is just awesome. All right, so let's go over to the last one that we shot today. And we wrapped up the day shooting the Hatsan Blitz in 22 caliber. That thing is more fun than you should have without a license. So those are just an example of some of the guns that we shot today. I've got other guns we shot the other day which are equally cool. So so far we've got 9 videos shot. We're in editing and production right now. And so hopefully that'll get all wrapped up, excuse me, in the next couple days here. And we will be having a lot of fun for sure. So first of all, Hajimoto, thanks for joining us. Joshua, all you guys, thank you, Brian. Brian says it's mine as long as I want it. I appreciate that. Well, you got to come out here and help me. And I was going to call you once I get a little space. I got to give you a call, Brian, so we can put a schedule together, because I need you to come out here and help me with some slug testing. So that's going to be the next thing. I've determined this year I'm going to learn how to shoot slugs and figure out what goes with what. It's not my bag, but I've got a couple other announcements we're going to get to here. So might as well just jump into it. Let me switch this background out. You guys want to look at Brian's gun here? That's awful. That's an awful. My head's in the way. I need a better picture. There it is. Anyway, we'll just switch back to good old AirgunWeb background. All right. Here we go. Let's get back to work here. All right, so first things first, I have a bit of an announcement. And I'm going to ask you guys for a favor, if you don't mind. We had a Gateway to Airguns page, and it had been doing very well, had, 1,400 subscribers, which is, we're starting out, just starting from scratch. Well, unfortunately, we've had to start over again, and I don't want to get into the why. But nonetheless, we are having to redo a lot of things that way. And so I have created a new a new Gateway to Airguns page based on a business account that is owned by GTA and not by an individual. And so that we'll have a continuity, hopefully, of content that won't be, we won't go through this again. That's just a long story short. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do, I'm going to drop a link in here to this new channel. And if you've already subscribed to the old GTA YouTube page, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to this one. This is the new one. This is the one that we'll be using going forward. The other one may be up for a while. It's not something I have any control over. Neither does the GTA at this point. So if you guys don't mind, it would really help us out to do this and let everybody know. This is where all the content's going to be coming, and we've got right now scheduled, at least for the next 2 months, at least one grip review per week, and we'll see if that doesn't expand a bit. So I really appreciate you guys. If you don't mind doing it, thank you guys for saying you'll go sub again. That is really going to help us out. Now, I want to say a couple things about this, because especially, and I don't know if we'll have any GTA old-timers here, but if we do, let me just talk a little bit about why we're going this direction, because the GTA in and of itself is this huge repository. I mean, if we kick over to this, I mean, the GTA has got some 2 million posts and thousands of members and, hundreds of thousands of page views a month. It is a resource of material that is, it's vast. But it's sort of insulated from other things. And the whole point of utilizing social media, whether it be Facebook and YouTube, and I understand that there's some unpopularity with those particular platforms, but they are still yet available to us. And I believe they give us the opportunity to reach out to those that don't know anything about the GTA, and maybe they can be encouraged to become part of the GTA and become productive and be members that are engaged. Excuse me, that's the right word. Engaged with Airgun. So the whole point of us building out the social media side of things is so that we have a larger footprint that allows then people to come to the GTA and find a home. Perchance this other stuff goes away. I mean, at some point, if YouTube dies as far as Airgun content goes, or Facebook or all that other stuff, we're going to have this huge community that I hope will want and choose to look out for themselves and each other and support this great sport that I hope all love. So we're going to be working hard to develop content for this. Of course, it'll be going up to Gateway to Airguns as well. We have the whole grip gate, which is dedicated for our content as far as the grip stuff goes. And you can go there, you can communicate with, like I did a video here on the DAR, and you guys can go there, you can add comments, it's sort of like what we do over on YouTube, but we're not in the place of, oh no, they're going to take my channel down. So we don't have that hanging over our head, which is, I think, really important. So please, if you're not a member of the GTA, please do so. If you have any issues, let me know personally, and I'll be sure to help you out. But also, if you can help us with whether it's the Facebook if you don't do it, it's not a problem. If you don't like Facebook or don't like YouTube in the sense of subscribing, cool, man. That is not a big deal. But if you don't mind and can help us out and subscribe, that'll be great, because it'll help us get more eyeballs on what we're doing. And that's always going to be good, because what I'd like to really see is, Josh was saying he surfed the thing. It's exhaustive. There's so much stuff there. And if you guys have suggestions of how we can make it easier for new people that come in to be able to find stuff, I'm very, very open to having that discussion. So please, let me know so that we can just make it better and have people that are more engaged. So I'm really hopeful that this just continues to improve as we go. The other thing I want to mention is we did have a winner. I know we had a contest. It ended on the 31st, and it was done differently. Again, this brought up a few conversations at the GTA, because it used to be, hey Angie, it used to be just GTA only. And while that has its merits, it's a bigger community. We have a much broader community in the airgun world, and I want to reach out to that community through all of the stuff we're doing here. But we did have a contest. We did have a winner. When we do those contests, we will take time to contact and verify and all the things the winner, and make sure that everything is kosher dill pickle before we just announce it. So we want to make sure that we do everything correctly. And so we do have a winner. So let me share with you guys the winner. His name is Jeffrey. And we'll go real quick over here. So yeah, Jeffrey won the giveaway. So thank you, Jeffrey, for joining entering the contest. Thank you to all the sponsors. You have Umrex and Hawk and JTS and Airgun Pro Shop. Also, in fact, I packed up his gun today and got it all set and ready to go out. So that'll be shipping out tomorrow. So he should have that, maybe by the end of the week. So that is a pretty cool thing. And if you guys keep your eyes out for the next contest. In fact, I can really quickly give you a little bit of a heads up on that. In fact, Angie's here. We got more people coming on. That's great. Angie asked me if she could do a giveaway with some of her canine targets. I believe we're going to be setting that up for our next giveaway. So, my hope is that the giveaways will become commonplace, and we're going to be doing this on a regular basis and have some really cool stuff to give away. So that's the point. So I think let's see what we got left to talk about. Talked about Airgun Week. We talked about the new GTA page. So I guess now let's talk about some airguns. So what have you guys been shooting? What do you guys like coming up in 2022? What has you all excited? I can't tell you what I shot because I can't tell you till Monday. But I will tell you there's a particular gun I shot, super affordable, that is awesome. Yeah, hey there, Daniel. Daniel and I talked. He's had troubles with his Origin. Fortunately, this one's been shooting good. I hope it does well for him too, Daniel. So, Daniel, I've been thinking about your particular thing and may have something we can talk about later. So we'll see how that goes. If you guys have any questions, just throw it up here, and we'll jump right into it. I don't have a ton of stuff today. I wish I could tell you more about some of the products that I was shooting last week. I'll tell you that I did shoot the Gauntlet 2 again in 22 caliber, and we got one. If you guys remember, I started my head-to-head on the 22 side, and I think we're going to expand that sort of budget 22 caliber airgun sort of lineup. And I'm looking at the DAR, the Avenger, the G2, trying to think if there was a couple others I was looking at as well. I think the Origin should get thrown in there. I think I may have 5 or 6 guns in that sort of budget-friendly zone, and we're going to run through all of them. And it's not about this one, you have to buy this one over that one. They each have this feature set that may or may not identify with what kind of shooting you're looking to do. And I hope that through the series, you'll be able to have a better understanding of the capabilities of each platform and whether or not it's something that it interests you. I think another one of those affordable guns ought to be maybe the Gamma Urban. It's not really that adjustable, although you can tinker with everything. But really, it's a really nice air gun, super easy to hand pump, very accurate, fun to shoot. I think it's one of Angie's favorite guns is the Gamma Urban. So I think that's going to be a very cool series. Let's see. I just did a video, and I was going to actually throw this out to Joshua if you're there, dude. You had posted a comment on the video with regards to the Avinex Maxim 50. And, it's interesting about that particular gun. I do wonder with where if we've hit a ceiling in the sense of expectations that let me see how I'm going to put this. We were able to do a lot in the way of accuracy and taking game and so forth with a lot less not that long ago. And now that sort of these barriers have been busted, I mean, when you have a 600 or 800 or 1200 foot-pound air gun, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of energy. And I'm thinking, so the Maxim 50, I would prefer 45. I think 45 would be the sweet spot for me. But the 50 does right at 200 foot-pounds. Somebody had mentioned that they thought the Bulldog did more. It's actually, if I remember correctly, when I shot the Bulldog, it's just a 35 caliber. I think it was doing somewhere in the 150 range, maybe 160 range. So I believe that the Maxim 50 is doing more energy than, say, the Bulldog. But, it wasn't that long ago that 200 foot-pounds was more than enough to take pretty much what you wanted. And now why is it all of a sudden that we have to have 600, 800, or 1,000 foot-pounds to take today what 200 foot-pounds took without a problem 5, 6, 8 years ago? I think that's just an interesting question. So granted, using a 200 foot-pound gun, and one of the points that Joshua was making on the comment, I believe it was you, Joshua, that the drop on that gun is pretty significant. It is like an artillery shell. I would not use that for stalking. I would use that gun in a stand, shooting at a fixed distance, say shooting at something on a corn pile. At that point, drop is irrelevant because my shot's always in the same place. So I set up 40 to 50 yards out. I know I'm going to hit a group like that. I'm going to be able to put that shot where I need it. Problem solved. So I don't know that this idea that we need so much power to do today what we were able to do with much less power 5, 6, 8, 10 years ago, whatever. I don't know that I'd like people to really think about that a little bit, because a lot of guns are sort of discounted as not worth it, quote unquote. I mean, gosh, you have the Hammer at 600 foot-pounds and people are saying it doesn't produce enough power. You need the Zeus at whatever it does. And I go, wow, okay, so I don't quite get it. If something is effective, it's effective. It doesn't need to be more than it is to do what you need it to do. So I'd be curious about that. How you guys, if you just take a step back for a minute, and I know we have all these options today, but don't throw something under the bus just yet, because you may want to rethink it a bit. Not to say that I wouldn't want a Zeus. I'd love to get a Zeus. I think, Brian, I don't know if you've got yours yet, but Brian's supposed to bring one out. So if he gets one, we'll definitely be shooting it for sure. And I love those guns. They're great. But I also like the guns that are 180, 200 foot-pounds. I think they're extremely good, especially when it's like that big and it's relatively lightweight and it's, got shots on tap and it's super consistent. I mean, when you're looking at a big bore multi-shot 50 caliber with an extreme spread of 13, that's not regulated. Yeah, I know the power isn't like 600 foot-pounds, but 200 foot-pounds on a 100-pound hog is going to kill it. 200 foot-pounds on a 150-pound deer is going to kill it. So, I think that they're don't be so quick to throw stuff away. It's just my 2 cents. Don't be so quick to throw stuff away that may not, like, sure, a dump truck can move a lot of dirt, but if you only have a little pile to move, you don't need a dump truck. Sorry. So we had a couple questions. Let's see. Yeah, and Josh was saying about it's the drop. And look, if I was stalk hunting, if I had like varying distances all the time, that I would probably not look at that gun. I see that gun as a fixed location stand gun, like Angie hunts deer and stuff like that. She could have that in her stand and be able to take a doe or anything very easily and not have to a really long, huge gun to have to haul up into a stand and not have a single shot situation. She'd have multi-shots. So I think a gun like that for, say, someone like Angie, be super easy to shoot. The cycling is so smooth and nice. So I think that there's a that fits a demographic. So, I just say I have an open mind about it. So we did have a question here. Any recommendations for a semi-auto lightweight bullpup in 30 cal or higher that would be good for medium-sized game, legal for deer in Texas? Wow. Easy to carry in a wheelchair. Gosh, John, that's a tall order. And I don't know. Off the top of my head, I do not know. When you're talking about 30 cal for hunting deer, you got to be pushing 220 foot-pounds. That's a lot of energy, dude. In a semi-automatic, I don't know. I don't know. Guys, if you know something that would work for the guy, let me know. I know Evanex makes some big bore semi-autos, but from what I've seen of their stuff, they're not lightweight and they're not small. So, yeah, Haji's making a good point. You're trying to make sense of a senseless topic. Keep in mind it's the land of the 6-cylinder lawnmower country. Yeah, I get it. And maybe I'm just, wishful and optimistic, but I do, try and keep it real if I can. So where was that question? I missed it. Where it is. John, I don't know. For a 30 cal that's legal to hunt in semi-auto, I don't know of one. I think you're going to have to go probably to a single shot something. Let me say this. I'll tell you a gun that's lightweight, carbine, lightweight, legal to hunt with, that I think you would have no problem handling. And I'll actually throw it up on the website here. Hopefully YouTube doesn't get mad at me. This is a gun I'm thinking about. If I can work it in, I may actually put this up on Airgun Week because I really haven't done anything with it. And it's another one of those guns that doesn't get the attention that it really could and I think should. Let me throw it up here. So this is the Evanex Rex. Okay, it's very short. I don't have the exact measurements. I apologize. But it's short, lightweight, single shot, 50 cal, doing 300 and with that tank it does 311 foot-pounds. You can get the carbon fiber bottle, and it does 330 to 340 foot-pounds, and something that's like 5 or 6 pounds. So, I mean, it's not semi-automatic, it's not 30 caliber, but if you want to hunt and you have limited mobility and limited space, that thing is awesome. So I would say consider that as an option. Super easy to fill with a little compressor. Doesn't have a huge bottle, but that is a really, really, really nice gun for someone in your situation. I don't know if that fits your needs, but I mean, it's not exactly what you're asking for. But if you want to hunt, this would be a way to go for sure. Yeah, that's at AirgunProShop.com. All right, let's see. I think when you guys see the talking about AA guns here, when you guys see the video I shot of Brian's gun, Brian, I think, by the way, your gun may have had the best 50 shot or 50-yard group that I shot so far. I mean, it was really good. I mean, really, really good. So very impressed with that. I think maybe I could throw it up here. I bet you I can. I can throw it up here. Okay. So I'm gonna get my head out of the way. But that was 50 yards today. I'm gonna fix that focus. That's gonna drive me nuts. It shouldn't focus like that. Turn it off. That. Okay, good. All right, so that was 50 yards today. That was a full mag. Had a couple get away from me, but that was pretty doggone good. Now that inner circle, I might be an inch or less than an inch. I don't know, but that was a heck of a nice group today from that gun. It's kind of heavy, which I think helps in the stability with it, because I'm not a bullpup fan, because I think they're too top heavy for me personally. But that one did really well in the rest. It seemed to just sit because it had some weight to it. So it shot really good, man. It was pretty awesome. Let me get my other picture. I'm going to put my sunset back up. Let me do that. There we go. My sunrise, I should say. Where's my sunrise? It's at the ranch. Pretty. All right. All right. So let's see what we got going on here. This is a good point here. Trying to catch up on here. Okay, so G-Man looking to get. Oh, you know what I got coming in? Completely off the subject. I saw him. I went up to my dealer account at AirVenturi, and they had 2 of the Hatsan 30 cal carnivores left, and the brake barrels, the 135s. I bought them, so I'm excited to do. That's going to be probably a grip review, because I just love that gun. I'd tell you the story how that gun came about, but we'll save that for another day. So G-Man's asking, I'd like to buy $5 22 caliber PC, small game hunting. Benjamin Morrow, Gamble Coyote is Coyote Whisper. I have to find out whether or not I've got any access to the Gamma Coyote stuff anymore. What I would tell you, though, if you reach out, I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of my private stock stuff, and I've got several. I probably have a BSA Buccaneer in there. I probably have a Whisper or 2, so I may actually have something. So just reach out to me over the website. Let's see. Oh, you got your Brian, you're saying you got your Zeus in. Okay, well, you definitely got to be coming out. That's going to be awesome. I'm trying to having a hard time keeping up with all the comments here. Sorry, I don't know what this is about. I don't know what that is. Okay, let's see. Just taking a look at some other questions. Sorry for the dead air, folks. Here's a question. Do you think if the Gen 1 Marauder had the newer style cock and lever, it would improve power and accuracy? Well, I don't know. I think the original Marauder's limitation is it's just got this old valve that is meant, the harder you hit it, the more air you get, but that just has limited headroom to do anything more. It really needs a brand new valve, which is where the JSAR valve came into play, the easy knock open valve. We just can't get them right now. So, let's see. Okay, so just looking at any other questions we got here, it looks like, yeah, Angie's asking about the Hatsan Carnivore. I don't know, Angie, you might have to come out and just try one. I think what would be interesting to see is if you think that the Gamma Swarm Magnum is a challenge to cock. Try the Carnivore because it's got a little short barrel, and you grab it. I could just see Angie go, woo! Yeah, don't let go. Yeah, on the private stock stuff, I've just got to get some pictures done, test everything, and get it posted to the website. So hopefully that'll start happening over the next couple of weeks as I get past Airgun Week and other stuff. So that'll be certainly on my plate. All right. So as far as the AEA stuff goes, there was a gentleman that had reached out to me saying that he might be able to get me something else. So we'll see. Maybe we'll start doing some more of that stuff, and we'll go from there. Cool. Paul saying his Hot Son Carnivore 25. He likes the ballistic curve better than the 30. Yeah, I would probably bet it's better. I would use the 30 for still hunting again. Although I did hunt jackrabbit out here with it, and it's a lot of fun. It is just devastating on jacks out here, which is primarily what I use it for. And I really want to try, because before, when I had one, there really wasn't anything in a hollow point for 30 cal that I remember, but I've got a bunch of the 30 cal Hades that I think if they shoot well in that gun, that may be just a sweet, ranch gun to go out and hunt small game with. I liked the 30. It did really, really well. Yeah. Haji, the Magnum Springer is the gym membership. I mean, you should just think of it that way. What do you think about a red dot on a gauntlet? It depends on what you're shooting, but I don't see any problem with it. If you're plinking or you're doing up close stuff, or you're inside that 20 yards thing and you got good eyesight. Now Angie did a video with some scope products from K9. It was their. What was the Angie? Hop on here and tell them what it was. But they had, she had that zoom magnifier thing and had it mounted on a Fusion, and I bet you that would work on a gauntlet. But that would be kind of a cool rig. So, David, is there such a thing as an air tank that can be preset to fill pressure? Absolutely. Ninja used to make them all the time. They had a 3,000 psi ish tank, and then I had them make one for me that was a 3,400 psi tank, and you just open it and it was regged, so it worked really, really good. You can also get a reg kit, a variable reg kit. They're expensive, for your guns that'll actually, it may be inline, it's not great, but you can actually get like either if you have an SCBA fitting, which is a CGA 347, I think. Forgive me if I got the number wrong. Or a DIN or whatever, you can get a reg kit. In fact, I used to build them. I may have some parts for a couple, but those work pretty good. So anyway, let's see. But yeah, Dave, absolutely. If you get a chance to come out, and I know we've been talking about you coming out to visit, I'll show you. I might even have parts we can build you one. So I just got to have a tank that has the, just figure out what threads you have on the tank. We can build something custom to fit. It's not a big deal. Okay. Oh, just trying to see if we got any questions here. Any more questions? Okay, so real quick, I was going to talk a little bit about AirgunWeb and what's coming up this year. So, and forgive me, I'm going to just let you guys know right up now that I may kind of waff a little bit. Josh was asking about forgive me, Rock or Rick. I don't know if you're asking Rock or Rick. Sorry, I'm just reading these comments here. All right. Brian, when you come out, I probably got enough parts to build 2 of those reg kits. So I guess David and Brian, I'll set all those parts aside for you when you come out. All right. So I was going to just mention a little bit about AirgunWeb. So I started looking, and forgive me if I wax a little bit off topic here. So just bear with me if you don't mind. Indulge me if you would for a little bit. I posted, I think, my very first video in 2008. So, and that was in February of 2008. So we're very quickly approaching 14 years. So that's 14 years. I believe I started working for Pyramid Air as one of their regular content providers in 2009. So let's say 13 years, plus or minus. That's a very long time to just consistently grind out work. At some point, the fun went from fun to work. So hobby went from that which I got to do for fun, and enjoyment became something that is what started to put food on the table and pay the light bill. And when things, I think when your hobby transitions from that to the other, well, from a hobby to the other, it's hard to maintain the enthusiasm and focus of the fun of it. And I think over the last many years, it's been harder and harder for me to sort of maintain that enthusiasm. I'll say that when I did the video here recently of the Air Arms, where I just said, this is my favorite gun, take it or leave it, I don't care, and I'm going to shoot it and have fun today, that sort of sparked something with me. And last year it sort of started with going back to the old school airgun reviews. I had sponsors that asked for a particular, I was trying to mix specific and particular together. They don't work that way. A specific type of content with certain parameters, maintaining objectivity, but having it done in a far more condensed manner. And I watched as things just started to not resonate as well with folks. And so I reached a point where I basically said, I'm not going to do that anymore. I would like you to let me do this other thing. And they agreed to an extent. I took a fairly sizable hit to my sponsorship, and I won't tell you how many thousands it was, but it was thousands of dollars in reduced revenue to sort of begin to make that change. What I noticed from last year is that you guys like the old school airgun reviews. You like the numbers. You like the facts, the figures. I am never going to be a guy that acts like a reality show, that runs around blowing the heads off stuff. I'm never going to be that. And I've come to grips that I'm just never going to be that. I'm never going to be a TikTok guy who posts something and gets 500,000 views. That's just not going to be my thing. I don't want it to be my thing. That's not me. What I enjoy doing is the analysis and analytics of taking something that I don't know anything about, learning about it, figuring out what makes it tick, and then sharing with you guys what I learned so that you can make it tick if it's what you want to do. And that was sort of, I started that with the old school airgun reviews last year. And really, I'm sort of transitioning that over. The grip review program is really at the core that. And so that's why I've asked Angie to really help out with that, because I think she's really good at that side of things. And she's very genuine. I hope you guys know Angie. She's been on my channel for 3-4 years now. She does great content. I really appreciate what she does and how she does it. It's wonderful. So what I'm going to be doing with AirgunWeb, and what I found just from that little review I did, and even this MaxML video. I mean, the MaxML video, I mean, it's no secret, I own Airgun Pro Shop. So if it was sponsored by Airgun Pro Shop, that means Rick did this video because he wanted to do this video. And hey, it does help promote Airgun Pro Shop, which is great too. But, you know, I'm just going to go back to doing what I love doing. I love shooting. I think what happened over the last couple days of filming for the Airgun Week is I remembered what it was like to just go out and have fun again. And yeah, I was filming, and yeah, I was shooting stuff and whatever, but it wasn't so, I wasn't like constrained by I had to hit all these points and these timelines. And it was just, I went out and had some fun. And so this year in AirgunWeb sphere, I'm going to be doing the old school airgun reviews, and I hope you guys will, let me know if they're hitting what the points you need me to hit for information. Because that's what I enjoy doing. More analytical. I'm not. Look, I have a face and a physique for radio. I have not. I am in no way think otherwise. But I am really going to be focusing back on that old school airgun review side of things. And then I'm just going to do stuff that I freaking want to do. I'm going to be putting out regular content, 1 to 2 videos a week. I've got my sister back editing stuff so we can get back in the swing of having more regular content produced, and I can really focus on just having the fun shooting and not be thinking, oh, I've got this deadline and this other thing. So I hope you guys will come along and join. I mean, the reality of things are that sponsors, some of them, now not all of them, but many of them look at the initial numbers. And if those initial numbers don't hit a particular mark, they don't see the value in what you're doing, which means that my work may go back to being a hobby. I don't know how that's going to play out this year, but I do know that continuing to do it as I was doing it, say, up through 2020, is not something I am interested in doing anymore. I believe last year was a good turn, a beginning of a turn of doing things more like the way I want to do it. And I'll tell you that I got more views with half as many videos last year than I did the year before for a particular segment. So I know that it works. This year, I'm going to continue forward with the old school airgun reviews, and I'm going to push forward on just the things I like doing. It might be shooting at the bench. It might be, I don't know, long range shooting. It might be having a buddy over and we shoot slugs like Brian, or having Dave come out and we shoot a bunch of guns. I don't know what it's going to be, but I hope you guys will join me in the journey. And if you have suggestions, then, let me know, because I want to bring content that resonates with you guys, that gives you the information you need. And we all have fun in the midst of it. And one of the reasons I've gotten far more involved in the GTA. I used to be very involved back in the day, and some things I stepped away from it for a while. But the GTA is a great place to get back into the sort of grassroots of airgunning. They're a little bit more grassier roots than I'm thinking, because I saw a comment a guy said, it was pretty funny actually. I am the guy, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think his comment was, if you haven't found something wrong yet, you haven't looked hard enough. He must be an engineer. So, but that's not me. But that is, there's a lot of folks there that really like to push the sport, and I want to be involved in that and just get back into the fun of airgunning. So this year for me, if you guys can help me to let me know what works for you guys, I'll do what I can to bring that kind of content, and I'll reach out to my sponsors and folks that are helping me out do what I'm doing to try and bring you that content. So anyway, so that's that. Thank you for letting me ramble and just share a little bit there, because I want you guys to know what's going on, because I mean, without you, I got nothing. I'll just be shooting on my range by myself, which is fine, but I like having folks. So anyway, so let's see. So we have just so much stuff. I couldn't follow it all. So, let's see. Survival air guns would be a good, that would be a good topic. And I have some different thoughts on that, of what makes a good survival air gun. And out here in Texas, maybe, it might be a fun thing. I don't know if I could do it. I'm not going to do it now. It's too stinking cold. But if I went out, and I've got some property that's that way, and it's 20 acres of nothing. And I wonder if I go take a tent and my air gun, if I could live for, I wonder if I could make it through a weekend. I may lose a few pounds, but that might be a fun video, and just take my air gun and go do a whole thing like that. That might be kind of fun. So, but that's the kind of thing I think would be cool to do. And I think people maybe would like that, and would be good for people to see what works that way. Anyway. Yeah, Gary, air guns are supposed to be fun, and I'm gonna. I mean, that's for me this year. That's what it's gonna be. If it ain't fun, I don't know. I want to be pulling that particular trigger. So it may cost me some more revenue, but I just it's not. It can't always be about the revenue. It has to be about quality of life at some level. So hopefully this is going to be a good change, and it will work out well. And the connection of everything with what we're trying to do on the GTA and what we're doing here and what we're doing on other things, and we're still looking to do Airgun Expo, which I think is a great way. Uh, yeah, I think Airgun Expo is going to be a great way for us to showcase just pure airgun stuff. So anyway, that's it for now. I'm done with my soapbox. Um, I think Haji should come out and spend the weekend out in the desert, as well. I think why not? I think that would be a hoot. And we'll have water, but I think we're gonna have to get our own food and see how that works out. And we both may both come back a few pounds lighter. Um, Um, yeah. So here's a question. Rick sounds awesome. When you do those reviews, please push the rifle to its realistic limits during your reviews. That's really what I try and do. I mean, I think some people, I try and find it's interesting. I mean, I don't like taking time showing people what is unrealistic to try. So if a gun does really well at 50 and falls apart at 100, do you need to see it falling apart at 100? Do I need to show you that it's like was really good at 50 but sucked at 100? Maybe I do. Maybe that's something you guys absolutely need to see. I don't know. It's a lot of extra work. um, but if that's what you guys think would make it more realistic, then we can start looking at some of those ideas. I tend to want to work on things that I know show the rifle doing what it's supposed to do, and when it starts to fall apart, I just say, all right, we're done. So let me know. um, okay, so I think, guys, I think that's probably going to be it for tonight. I mean, we've rambled now for you've wasted how much time? A lot here already this evening, 47 minutes. um, but okay, so please, if you haven't already, come on, Haji, really, come on. It's not that bad. The coyotes will come right up. They're just easy. We're not going to eat them, but we can shoot them. They'll come right up to you. I mean, they don't even know they don't even know what we are. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time. I think just a couple tents, a little fire, a little campfire, out in the stars. It'll be beautiful. You'll love it. Just we don't want to do it right now because it's too stinking cold. But anyway, that would be cool. I think we should do that. Maybe we should do like an AirgunWeb GTA camping airgun jamboree. That would be kind of cool. Um, Real quick, guys asking, what's a good portable compressor? Boy, there's a bunch out there. I mean, there's so many now, and they're all doing. I mean, if you use it if you stay in its lane, they do really well. If you go outside the lane, you'll burn them up. So just whatever you get, figure out what the manufacturer says. It's designed to do this. I talked to a gentleman today that wants a compressor. I said, do you want to fill bottles? I mean, right there, it changes everything. If you're going to fill your gun only, there's tons of options. But the minute you want to start filling a large vessel to 4,500 PSI, changes the dynamic immediately. So you want to just figure that out. And then if you need help, reach out over my website and I'll be happy to help you. All right, guys. Yeah, come on, Haji. I mean, really, come on. It's just a camping. It's easy. Didn't you camp as a kid? Come on, it's no big deal. We can do it. Just say it. Be fun. So that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to please go and subscribe to the new GTA channel. Let me throw it up here again, just in case you missed it. I said it up front. For many different reasons, we've had to start over. It's kind of a bummer, but we've had to start over with the GTA YouTube page. We've just populated it with all the grip reviews, including Angie's newest one. Thank you guys for watching that. I think she did a great job. And we've also got all the Airgun Expo content. And then this is where we're going to be putting all the weekly stuff is up here. Anything that goes on GTA is going to be going on this new channel. So please, I thank you guys for having patience with us as we work through some of these challenges. All right, that's going to be it. Yeah, thanks, Haji. You and I, at some point, we got to get together. I don't know how that's going to work out, but that'll be a lot of fun. We got to do that, and you can take some stuff apart. Maybe I'll take it apart and break it, and you can put it back together better than it was. I think that's what we got to do, because I'm not the tinker guy. You're the engineer. I'm just the guy that shoots it, makes it hit stuff. So that's going to be it, guys. Have a great night. Thanks for coming up here and just hanging out. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week.